buy the rumor, buy the news, or buy the rumor and sell the news event? That is the biggest question right now, because in a couple of hours, the week is starting, the most important week for Bitcoin probably in the entire history, where it's official that there will be institutional investors in Bitcoin. And some people are believing that this is going to lead to a sell the news event, so price going massively down, number going massively down, or that this is potentially leading to a massive big green candle. So let's discuss a little bit what could be happening, because this is not the only scenario that could be happening. And let's look while we do that a little bit at Bitcoin, right? So first of all, what is about to happen? So 13 asset managers, among them Fidelity, BlackRock, Valkyrie, ARK Invest, Wisdom Tree, and others have filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF, meaning that they as custodians will go and buy the Bitcoin for the people that are buying the shares in this ETF. The whole thing is being settled in US dollars and so on, but it's not the same thing as self-custody, okay? Good. Important thing here is when we are looking at the Bitcoin price, that some people are assuming that this price that we have right now has already priced in a Bitcoin spot ETF approval, because everyone says this is a done deal. So if everyone thinks that this is a done deal, everyone should have bought at the prices where they think that basically it's worth having Bitcoin, right? So that would lead more or less this price to be the accurate price factoring in a Bitcoin spot ETF. But in my opinion, that's not the case. The other side is that people are believing that this is going to be a sell the news event. So once we are selling here basically on the news, means that we bought this rumor all the way up, and now that it's announced, we're saying the price is going to dump, so let's basically sell here and buy back in here or something like that. That's the other scenario that some people are believing is going to happen. So these people are holding their horses, not buying, because they want to get in down here. Is this really realistic? Only if you believe that it's already factored in and that market makers are going to play the market. What is true is that when we are looking at a weekly chart, for example, for Bitcoin, that we are massively overbought on the indicators, and that this is a very big green dildo, right? So not every time this has been very good to buy. After such a pump, there's usually a correction, which would play into this argument, right? But over the long haul, and this is the most important thing, even if there is a correction or even if there is a sell the news event, the effect of the Bitcoin ETF will not take place here. The effect will take place a couple of weeks later. Earliest, I would say something in March or so, because even if you're seeding your ETF, even if you have everything set up, you still need to roll the financial instrument out in a sense that the normal investor can benefit from it. And that is the client, the customer of a BlackRock, of a Wisdom Tree, of an ARK Invest. The customers of these companies need to be able to allocate their money potentially online into those ETFs, right? So there must be something like set up for them to put their money in. Now, why would they do that, and why is it so big? Even if we have this pullback here or a cool off of the indicators, it is a big deal, right? The Bitcoin spot ETF will lead to massive price rally, and the entire market, including Bitcoin and the altcoin market, will go completely ballistic, in my opinion. And if you disagree, then let me know in the comments below. And by the way, I didn't say it in the beginning, but if you enjoy these updates, these small video updates, then please smash up the like button and subscribe to the channel for more of that. Thank you. So if let's say you are not the degenerate that you are. So let's say that you are not as degenerate as I am or anyone else, but more like some of your family members that don't even want to look at crypto, right? Because these people, they don't want to have a ledger, a cold storage. They don't want to deal with exchanges and do the whole shebang of buying and selling on these weird screens with buy and sell orders and everything, and then hold some coins in their wallet that go up and down in large volatile swings, and then deal with exchanges that are going bankrupt and protocols that get margin called and lose everything that's in it and so on. So let's say you're not one of these people. Then you would want to have still the opportunity to get into Bitcoin without first buying Bitcoin and then sending it to a ledger where you have to figure out how to do that with the addresses and everything around that, right? So it's a huge mess. And quite frankly, only because we are so excited about the technology, we are capable of doing and enduring all of that, right? But not everyone is. So that's my point. Let's say you are having a little bit of money that you want to allocate, okay, and you don't want to deal with all of that, then you go to your broker and you want to buy an ETF on this thing here on Bitcoin. You are able to do that if there is a spot Bitcoin ETF that you can buy on your online broker, right? That is one target audience. People that are just not comfortable with this, but that are comfortable with an online broker and are frequently buying normal ETFs and stocks. So that is a huge wave of the average user with some money. The other part is users with large sums of money. So if you have, let's say, $100 million, you are probably not going to buy for $100 million something and then put it on a wallet where you have a seed phrase that you can lose or where something can go wrong, right? You would also use a custodian like that, like a BlackRock or so, to basically get this stuff done for you. This is not if you are an innovator and you are excited about the space. There are a lot of multimillionaires that are doing it in the way that we are doing it, buying the Bitcoin and having self-custody. But a lot of people are not comfortable with that, and especially companies are not comfortable with doing stuff like that. So they are going through these companies that have filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF to get their money in. And once this is available for trading, this is going to take effect in the market, right? And this will not be here, but the anticipation and the dispute of what that means, if this is sell worthy or if this is going to buy, when the reality really is here, I expect some wild swings. Yeah, it can look like that. It can just go break here. It can go up, hit head, and go down. Everything is possible right now. By the way, this scenario is unfolding since I made the pause and going for skiing, so we're still in it. So we really didn't lose anything here for me not making 1 week of videos. Besides that, you probably went to other YouTubers and now you're coming back. But we have a chart pattern here that is growing, right? And probably the news will either break it to the downside or will break it to the upside. So for me, really not a zone where I would take any action. We also see it here while I make this video, how this price is just moving from red to green. Now, next week with the 8th, so Monday, probably when you're seeing this video is already Monday, this price could go anytime ballistic or dump or whatever based on the news that are coming out. And here's another scenario that we did not discuss yet, because we only discussed how this takes effect and if this could be a sell the news event. But what we did not discuss is there is a possibility that the SEC goes completely degenerate and rejects the ETF or delays the ETF one more time, even though there is this pending grayscale lawsuit that basically forces them to take a decision right now. If that happens, I expect that the price goes in a rather straight big line back to where it came from when all of that craze around the spot Bitcoin ETF started. It is a very low possibility in my opinion. Everyone, including Cathie Wood from ARK Invest, who is a very reasonable person, talks about how this is probably going to happen with this ETF. But if it gets rejected, it is a possibility, and this is why I would not take any action right now. We are probably going to just shatter and smash through all of these resistances and find ourselves at like 31,000 or so in a matter of a couple of days, if this really happens, right? Because what would that imply? That all of that, what I just said, how institutions and bigger money and even retail investors and everyone that is not comfortable with the space, that would slam the door into their face, so they would not be able to get into the market. So it would be crazy to assume that we really know where this price can go. I think this will be a very wild week with a lot of wild price swings. And it's not even excluded that there could be another fake news of the approval coming out just to test where the price is going. I mean, we're also seeing fake outs here. We had this price dump because of the Matrix report that basically said that it would be because all of the SEC members are Democrats. It's politically not wise to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF, as if these political opinions would really make a difference right now. If you have the Grayscale lawsuit and the biggest money makers and political influences, so to say, pressing on getting their financial instrument approved, because we cannot make any mistake. If people are always saying, yeah, BlackRock is controlling the world and so on, why would you then think that these SEC members can now take one decision on their own, but on all the other decisions, their hand is basically forced by the biggest money makers? So you cannot have it both ways, right? And then also you need to see BlackRock and Valkyrie and ARK Invest and Fidelity and all of them, they need to take part in this market, because all this way up, they missed out on all the profits. That went all to Coinbase and to all the other exchanges, that the trading profits, the little fees, everything of that went to these guys, went to Binance, which had to move a little bit, step aside, right? All these fees went not into the pocket of BlackRock and the others. So that is a big reason why they need this financial instrument, and they will make everything possible so that they can capitalize on the next buying frenzy with their financial instruments, and they will not leave it any longer to all these exchanges, right? So if you're thinking about why this is so massive, then think about if a company that wants to buy Bitcoin would buy Bitcoin and, let's say, leave it on Binance or Kraken or Coinbase and just let it sit there, or go through the efforts and hold it in a cold storage, in a ledger where you basically can lose the access over the entire funds that are expressed on a balance sheet. But with that said, that is everything I wanted to communicate right here. I hope you enjoyed this little view about what's going to happen. Don't forget to tune in I don't know, around 8 hours to Crypto Morning Coffee if you're seeing this video. And wherever you are on the world, have yourself a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I see you in the next video. Smash the like button if you like this one. Bye.